Hello, and welcome back to Fluent English Journey. My name is Ava, and I'm here to guide you on your journey to clear, confident, and natural English. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss a lesson. Your support truly helps this channel grow. All right, take a deep breath, relax, and let's begin today's session. Listen closely, because I want to start with a question that sounds small, but it holds a very big secret. Have you ever felt that your life is not moving, but you don't know why? Maybe you wake up every morning and everything feels the same. The same bed, the same room, the same sounds, the same thoughts, the same feelings. And maybe deep inside, a soft voice says, I want to change, but nothing changes. Tonight, in this story on Fluent English Journey, I want to take you somewhere. Not to a far place. Not to another country. Not to a dream world. I want to take you inside your own room. Inside the space where you live, where you think, where you feel, where you grow, or where you stay stuck. Because I want to show you something many people never notice. Your environment is not just around you. It is shaping you every day. Let me tell you a story. There was a young man named Leo. Very simple person. Quiet. Always wanted to improve his English. Always wanted to be confident. Always wanted to build a better life. But every day he felt tired. Not the kind of tired from hard work. A different tired. A tired that lives inside the mind. He would wake up, look around his room, and feel a heavy silence. The room was small. Dark curtains. Old desk. Clothes everywhere. Books everywhere. No space to move. No space to think. He always said, I will change my life soon. But he never changed his space. He never changed the environment that shaped his thoughts. And then one day, Leo heard a line in a podcast. A very simple line. If you change your environment will change you. He stopped. He listened again. The sentence felt like someone was whispering a secret to him. He looked around his room, and he realized something powerful. The room he lived in did not help him grow. It did not inspire him. It did not support his goals. It did not reflect the person he wanted to become. It reflected his past, his old habits, his old fears. And that night, he decided to change everything. But here's the interesting part. He didn't start big. He didn't buy expensive furniture. He didn't paint the walls. He didn't move to a new house. He started small. Very small. He cleaned one corner. Just one. A corner he always looked at but never touched. The corner where old papers slept. Where dust lived for months. Where he kept things he didn't even remember. He cleaned it for 5 minutes. Just 5. And something strange happened. When that small corner became clean, Leo felt a tiny spark inside him. A feeling he didn't feel for a long time. He felt light. He felt new. He felt possible. Isn't it surprising? How just one clean corner can change how your heart feels. That night, Leo slept differently. And the next morning, something beautiful happened. He woke up early without forcing himself. He looked at that clean corner, and it made him smile. It felt like a quiet voice telling him, you can change. Look, you already did. And that moment changed everything. But this story is not really about Leo. It is about you. Because right now, as you listen, you are inside your environment, your room, your space, your world. And everything around you, your desk, your bed, your walls, your lighting, your noise, your silence, all of these things are shaping your mind, your habits, your motivation, your confidence, your language learning, even your dreams. People think change comes from motivation. But real change often comes from something much simpler. Changing the space where you live your life. Let me ask you something. Look around your room right now. Look at the things around you. Are they helping you grow? Are they helping you practice English? Are they helping you focus? Are they helping you feel calm, clear, and strong? Or are they making you feel tired? Heavy? Dull? Stuck? If your environment is pulling you down, how can your life rise up? Think of a plant. Put a plant in a dark room, it dies slowly. Put a plant in sunlight, it grows without effort. You are the same. Your environment is your sunlight. Leo didn't know this. Most people don't. But once he understood it, he changed his life step by step. He began cleaning one small area every day. Not everything. Just 5 minutes. Only one part. Sometimes the desk. Sometimes the bed. Sometimes the wardrobe. Sometimes a shelf. And each small change made his mind clearer, made his thoughts calmer, made his motivation stronger. Soon, he added one more step. He placed a small notebook on his table. And he made a rule. Every morning, he would open it. Write one sentence in English. Just one. Nothing big. Nothing difficult. Nothing perfect. Just one simple sentence. My room feels good today. I want to learn one new English word. I feel a little more confident. I cleaned my desk. Small sentences. But those small sentences changed something inside him. Because your environment is not only the things around you. It is also the actions you do inside your environment. Leo began to feel like his room was becoming a place of growth. A place of improvement. A place where he could speak English out loud, shadow new sentences, practice pronunciation, and learn without fear. His room became a safe space. A learning space. A new environment for a new life. And you can do the same. But wait, before you think this story is simple, let me tell you something important. The biggest changes in your life will come from the smallest changes in your environment. Change your light. Change your desk. Change your chair. Change where you put your notebook. Change what you see when you wake up. Change what you hear in the morning. Every small change changes your brain. And every change in your brain changes your life. Now, I want you to imagine something. Imagine you wake up tomorrow and your room is clean. Not perfect. Just clean enough. Clear enough. Imagine your desk has space. Imagine your notebook is ready. Imagine your English book is open. Imagine your headphone is on the table. Imagine your favorite English podcast is waiting to play. Imagine your room tells you today you will grow. How would your day feel? How would your thoughts feel? How would your English practice feel? This is the power of environment. Not because objects are magic, but because your environment changes your emotions, and your emotions control your actions. Tonight, in this first section, let this idea sink deep into your mind. You don't start by changing your life. You start by changing your space. Leo began with one corner. You can begin with one too. One clean space. One open area. One place that supports your goals. Because your environment is the quiet teacher you never notice. And it teaches you every day. Now, take a slow breath. Look around your space again. Feel it. Notice it. Observe it. Because in the next section, I will show you how your environment controls your habits, your motivation, your confidence, and even your English fluency. And how you can rewrite all of that with simple, gentle changes. This is only the beginning. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the place where you spend most of your time. Maybe it is your bedroom. Maybe your study room. Maybe your small desk in the corner of the house. Maybe your kitchen table where you sit with your phone and watch English videos. Wherever it is, I want you to imagine it slowly, clearly, like a soft picture in your mind. Because in this section, we will talk about something many people never see, but it controls their whole life. Your environment shapes your habits. Your habits shape your actions. Your actions shape your life. So the real question becomes, what is shaping you right now? Let's return to Leo's story. After cleaning that small corner in his room, he didn't know it yet, but he had started a deep, secret change inside his mind. Not because the room became beautiful, Not because everything suddenly became perfect, but because that small action created a new feeling inside him. The feeling of possibility. Now, here's something interesting. Most people believe change comes from motivation. They wait for inspiration. They wait for energy. They wait for the perfect mood. But the truth is, your environment makes motivation. Your environment creates your mood. Your environment decides whether you start or delay. Let me show you how. Every morning, Leo used to wake up and look around his room. He saw the same messy desk. He saw clothes on the chair. He saw books thrown everywhere. He saw a space full of unfinished things. And when your eyes see unfinished things, your brain feels unfinished. You feel heavy, even when you did nothing. Have you ever felt that? You wake up, but your mind already feels tired? You haven't even started your day, but your energy is low? You feel confused before you do anything? This is not because something is wrong with you. This is because something is wrong with your environment. And when your environment is messy, noisy, chaotic, or dark, your mind becomes the same. But when your environment becomes clean, clear, simple, and supportive, your mind becomes the same. This is why Leo felt different after cleaning one small corner. It was not the corner. It was his mind that changed. Because a small clean space creates a small clean feeling. And clean feelings create clean habits. Clean habits create clean days. Imagine this. Your desk is messy. Your book is lost under clothes. Your notebook is somewhere you don't remember. Your headphones have a broken wire. Your room is dark. Your bed is unmade. In this kind of environment, learning English becomes difficult. Not because English is difficult, but because your environment is pulling you down. You sit down to study, and your brain says, "Not now." You want to speak, but you don't feel ready. You want to shadow sentences, but your mind feels heavy. You want to practice for 5 minutes, but your space does not support you. Your environment creates resistance. But let's imagine the opposite. Imagine you wake up and see your notebook on your table. Your pen beside it. Your English book open. Your headphones ready. Your phone stand set for shadowing practice. A clean, soft, simple space waiting for you. Now how do you feel? You feel ready. You feel light. You feel clear. You feel like practicing for 5 minutes is easy. Your environment becomes your partner. This is the hidden power Leo began to feel. He noticed something strange. It was easier to learn English in a clean room. It was easier to think in a clear space. It was easier to start small when his environment was ready. He didn't need huge motivation anymore. He didn't need to force himself. He didn't need to fight his own mind. The environment made the first move for him. One evening, after cleaning another small area, Leo sat at his desk. He opened his notebook. He wrote one simple English sentence. Today feels different. He didn't know why, but the room felt lighter. The air felt softer. The space felt safe. And when you feel safe, learning becomes natural. Speaking becomes easier. Shadowing becomes fun. Mistakes feel smaller. Progress feels closer. Let me tell you something important. Your environment can make learning English feel easy, or it can make learning English feel impossible. People say, "I cannot focus." But maybe the real problem is the environment. People say, "I don't feel motivated." But maybe their room is stealing energy from them. People say, "I don't have confidence." But maybe their environment is telling their brain, "You cannot grow here." Let's look deeper. If you keep your room dark all day, your brain becomes sleepy. If you wake up and the first thing you see is a messy desk, your brain becomes stressed. If you try to study on your bed, your brain becomes confused because beds tell your mind, rest, not work. But if you place one small English notebook on your table, your brain begins to see a new identity. The identity of a learner, of a speaker, of a person who grows every day. Your identity changes one object at a time, one space at a time. one habit at a time. Leo began to understand this. He became more aware of his environment. He started asking himself simple questions. Does this make my life easier? Does this help me learn English? Does this make me feel calm? Does this help me grow? And slowly, his room started changing. Not because he wanted a beautiful room, but because he wanted a beautiful mind. He changed the position of his desk. Now it faced the window, where sunlight came in. He placed his notebook in the center. He kept his headphones on the left. A small glass of water on the right. A quiet plant near the corner. Simple, soft, clean, calm. And this setup did something magical. It invited him to begin every single day. Because success is not about discipline. Success is about invitation. Your environment must invite you to learn. Let me give you an example. Imagine you put an English book on your pillow every night. After brushing your teeth, when you come to sleep, the book is waiting for you. Now you feel invited to read one paragraph. You feel invited to learn. You feel invited to grow. This is the power of environment-designed habits. Leo began doing this. And every small change led to a big change. His habits became softer. His mind became clearer. His English became better. Not because he studied more, but because his environment supported who he wanted to become. Now, I want you to think about your own environment. Look around your space. Slowly, calmly, honestly. Is your environment helping you grow? Or is it holding you back? Does your room invite you to learn English, or does it distract you? Does your desk make you want to sit and practice, or does it feel stressful? Does your bed help you rest, or does it make you lazy? Does your phone help you learn, or does it steal your attention? Many people try to change their life without changing their environment. But life does not work that way. You cannot build new habits in an old space. You cannot create a new story in an old environment. You cannot become a new person while living in a space that reminds you of your old self. Leo felt this deeply. He realized every object in his room was telling a story. His clothes, his books, his papers, his desk, all of them told him who he used to be. So he began creating a new story. Not a big one. A small one. Every day, one line. One action. One change. And slowly, the room changed. And his habits changed. And his English changed. And his confidence changed. And his life changed. Do you see the pattern? Small environments, small habits, small consistency, big life change. This is the secret people forget. Now, I want to ask you something that might sound simple, but is very powerful. What is one small thing you can change in your environment today? One corner? One table? One shelf? One drawer? One spot for your notebook? One place for your headphones? One area for speaking practice? It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be yours. A small environment that supports your growth. Because when you change your environment begins to change you. Leo learned this slowly. But you can begin today. And in the next section, I will take you even deeper. Because your environment not only shapes your habits, it shapes your identity, the kind of person you become, the confidence you build, and the level of English you can reach. This journey is only beginning. Let's continue. Let's begin this section with a quiet truth. A truth many people feel, but very few understand. You do not act because of who you are. You act because of who your environment tells you to be. Think about that for a moment. Let it settle in your mind. Because this idea can change everything. Your environment does not just hold your things. Your environment holds your identity. It holds the person you believe you are and the person you believe you can become. And this is exactly what Leo discovered. When Leo looked around his old room, he saw an identity. Not a spoken identity, a silent one. A desk full of old papers said, "You don't finish things." Clothes on the chair said, "You don't organize your life." Books everywhere said, You start, but you don't continue. A room with no light said, you don't feel inspired. A space with no order said, you are not serious. None of these things were true in his heart. But the environment whispered them every day. And his mind listened. We all listen, even when we don't notice. Your environment talks to your brain. Every morning, every night, every second. The question is, what is your environment telling you right now? Let's walk deeper into Leo's story. After he changed that first small corner, the room felt different. But more importantly, he felt different. For the first time in a long time, he felt like a person who could change something in his life. And this feeling began to shape a new identity inside him. An identity that sounded like this. I am someone who grows. I am someone who improves. I am someone who takes action. I am someone who learns English every day. I am someone who takes care of my space. I am someone who can change my life. The room didn't change him instantly, but it started the conversation. Because your identity is built slowly, through the things you see, through the actions you take, through the space you live in. Let me ask you something simple, but very important. Does your environment match the person you want to become? Imagine the person you dream of being: confident, organized, calm, focused, strong, fluent in English, brave in speaking, kind to yourself, ready to grow. Now look at your environment. Look at your room. Look at your desk. Look at your walls. Look at your habits. Do they match that dream identity, or do they match your old self? This is where the journey becomes powerful. Because change does not begin with discipline. Change begins with identity. And identity begins with environment. Let me show you how Leo discovered this. One morning, he sat on his chair, the same chair he always used, but something was different. He looked at his clean desk. He saw his notebook open. He saw his headphones placed neatly. He saw sunlight touching the table. And he realized something beautiful. He felt like a new person sitting in the same room. Not because he changed his furniture, but because he changed what the room represented. The room no longer represented chaos. It represented clarity. It represented effort. It represented growth. Do you see how powerful that is? When you change your environment, you change the story your mind believes about you. Now I want to tell you another small part of Leo's story. A moment that changed everything. One morning, he wrote a sentence in his notebook. I am learning English every day. Simple sentence. Soft sentence. Nothing big. But the moment he wrote it, something changed. He didn't write, I want to learn English. He didn't write, I will try to learn English. He wrote, I am learning English every day. That sentence was identity. That sentence was truth. That sentence was power. Your environment prepares your mind. Your words build your identity. The combination creates your life. Leo felt proud. Proud in a quiet way. Not because he learned 50 new words, but because he became the kind of person who learns one sentence every day. A strong identity is built through small actions done consistently. Now I want to bring this back to you. What identity is your environment giving you? Look at your room again. Slowly. Gently. Without judgment. Is it telling you? You are tired? You are unfocused? You are messy? You are busy? You are not ready for change? Or is it telling you? You are improving? You are learning English every day? You are calm? You are in control? You are becoming stronger? Your environment is talking. Your mind is listening. Your identity is forming. But here is the truth I want you to hold tightly. You have the power to change the message. You have the power to create a new identity by changing the smallest parts of your environment. Let's imagine something together. Imagine you place a small English notebook on your desk. This notebook is always open to a blank page. A clean, white page. Every time you walk near your desk, you see that page waiting for you. That simple thing creates a new identity. I am someone who writes in English. Imagine you put your headphones on top of your notebook. Now your environment says, I am someone who listens and shadows English every day. Imagine you place a small sticky note on your wall with one sentence. Today I grow. Now your room tells your mind, this is who you are. Identity is not about motivation. Identity is about repetition. Identity is about environment. Leo started placing small reminders around his room. But he didn't use complicated quotes. He used simple words, kind words like this. Just 5 minutes. One sentence today. You can begin. Small steps matter. Keep going. These reminders shaped his thoughts. His thoughts shaped his identity. His identity shaped his habits. His habits shaped his life. The transformation began in silence, inside a small room, with small actions, done by a person who finally believed he could grow. Now I want you to think about something important. Your environment is telling a story about you. But that story is not fixed. You can rewrite it anytime. You can make your room a story of growth. You can make your desk a story of learning. You can make your notebook a story of progress. You can make your walls a story of hope. You can make your environment a mirror of the person you wish to become. Just like Leo did. Now, let's go deeper. Identity is not only about what you see. Identity is also about what you feel. And your environment controls feelings more than you realize. A clean room makes you feel light. A bright room makes you feel awake. A quiet room makes you feel calm. A learning space makes you feel motivated. An English notebook makes you feel capable. Leo felt all these things slowly. Not all at once. But little by little, the feelings began to change. He started waking up with more positivity. He started practicing English without forcing himself. He started reading more often. He started shadowing sentences during short breaks. He started believing that improvement was natural. And when you feel like someone who improves, you become someone who improves. Identity grows from emotion. Emotion grows from environment. Now I want to give you a small task. Not something hard. Something simple. Something powerful. Look at one object in your room. Just one object. And ask yourself, does this object represent the person I want to become? If yes, keep it. If no, move it. Gift it. Throw it away. Or replace it with something that matches your new identity. Because your environment should not remind you of your past. It should invite you into your future. Leo removed some old things from his room. Things he didn't need anymore. Things that pulled him backward. Things that belonged to an older version of himself. And when he removed them, his room felt bigger. His mind felt lighter. His identity felt new. This is what I want for you. I want you to live in a space that supports your goals. A space that matches the person you want to become. A space that holds your progress. A space that whispers to you every day. You are growing. You are learning English. You are becoming stronger. You are changing your life. Because you are. And in the next section, we will explore something even deeper. How to design your environment in a simple, gentle, beginner-friendly way so that your English learning becomes automatic, natural, and enjoyable every day. This journey is getting more powerful. Let's continue together. Before we begin, take a slow breath. Let your shoulders relax. Let your mind become soft, calm, open. Because in this section, we are going to design something beautiful together. Not a room. Not a desk. Not a decoration. We are going to design an environment that makes English learning feel natural, automatic, and almost effortless. Many people think they must fight with themselves to learn English. They believe every day must be a battle. They push. They force. They struggle. They try hard to stay motivated. And when motivation disappears, their progress disappears too. But Leo discovered something much better. You can design your environment so that English becomes easy. So easy that you learn even when you don't feel like learning. So easy that you improve without stress. So easy that 5 minutes becomes a habit. This is the secret we will explore now. Let's go back to Leo's room. It was a quiet afternoon. Soft sunlight entered through the window. The air felt warm. Leo sat on his chair and looked at his desk, not to judge it, not to clean it, but to understand it. He asked himself, what part of this room helps me learn English? What part makes it difficult? What can I change so learning becomes natural? He didn't want a perfect environment. He wanted a helpful environment. There is a big difference. A perfect environment looks good. A helpful environment works good. So he started small. Very small. He took one notebook, just one, and placed it in the center of his desk. Then he whispered to himself, "This is my English space." That moment changed everything. Because when a space has a purpose, your mind follows that purpose. Leo was not decorating. He was programming his environment. He was teaching his room to support his English learning. Now let's talk about how he did it, step by step, so you can do the same in your own room, your own desk, your own space, no matter how big or small. 1. The one object rule. Leo realized he didn't need many things. He needed the right things. So he used something we call the one object rule. Place one object in your space that invites you to learn English. Just one. It can be a notebook, a pen, a book, a printed quote, a sticky note, a headphone case, a phone stand. Anything that tells your mind, this space is for learning. Leo chose a notebook. He opened it to a blank page. He kept it there every day. That one open page made him feel like learning was waiting for him. It felt welcoming, friendly, inviting. Your brain loves invitations. If your environment invites you, your mind follows. Now, pause and imagine your own space. What one object could invite you? Think slowly. Choose gently. That one object can start your transformation. 2. The 5-minute setup. Leo didn't want a complicated environment. He wanted a simple one. So he created something called the 5-minute setup. The rule was easy. Your English setup should take less than 5 minutes to begin. Not 10 minutes. Not 20. Not a whole cleaning routine. Just 5 minutes. Because if something takes too long to start, your brain will avoid it. So Leo placed all his English tools in one small area. Notebook, pen, headphones, phone stand, water bottle. Everything together. Everything easy to reach. Everything simple. He didn't hide things in drawers. He didn't pack them away. He didn't make it complicated. When he sat at his desk, everything was ready. And because everything was ready, his mind was ready too. Your environment should not make you work before you start working. It should welcome you. This is how you make learning English light. This is how you remove resistance. This is how you make daily practice possible. 3. The English corner. Leo's room was not big, but he created one small corner dedicated to English. Not a big area. Not a full study room. Just a corner. It had a small plant, a soft lamp, his notebook, a pen, a headphone holder, his English book. Simple, clean, focused. Every time he walked past that corner, his mind remembered. I am an English learner. Identity grows through repetition. Repetition comes from environment. You don't need a big room. You don't need expensive things. You don't need a library. You only need a small corner that tells your brain the same message every day. This corner is your anchor, your reminder, your safe space. It is the place where growth happens. 4. The trigger objects. Leo learned something interesting from a book he once read. Objects can become triggers. What does this mean? It means when you see certain objects, your brain automatically connects them with certain actions. For example, a water bottle makes you think of drinking. A blanket makes you think of sleeping. A toothbrush makes you think of brushing. Leo wanted to create the same effect for English. So he chose 3 trigger objects: a notebook, headphones, a yellow sticky note. Every time he saw his notebook, he felt like writing a sentence. Every time he saw his headphones, he felt like shadowing a short English clip. Every time he saw the yellow sticky note, he remembered a simple message he wrote: "Just begin." These small triggers made learning automatic. He didn't need to think. He just reacted. Your mind loves simple instructions. Your environment gives those instructions silently. What objects could trigger your learning? One pen? One notebook? One printed sentence? One special color? Choose simple things. Let your environment guide you. 5. The don't hide, don't delay rule. Leo used to keep his English books in a drawer, and the drawer stayed closed. Because when objects are hidden, habits disappear. When things are out of sight, they are out of your mind. So he changed this rule. Never hide the things that help you learn. Never hide the objects that build your future. He kept his notebook visible. He kept his book open. He kept his headphones ready. He kept his phone stand on the table. He kept his English corner clear. Everything visible. Everything alive. This rule changed everything. Because your environment becomes a teacher when it reminds you of what matters. 6. The light and air method. This part may sound small, but it is very powerful. Leo opened his window every morning, just for 5 minutes. He let fresh air come into the room. He let sunlight enter. Why? Because air wakes your mind. Light wakes your motivation. A dark room makes your mind slow. A stuffy room makes your mind heavy. When your environment feels alive, your brain feels alive. Leo didn't know the science behind it. He just felt the difference. A bright space makes learning smoother. A fresh room makes speaking easier. A comfortable environment makes confidence grow. You don't need a perfect room, but try to have some light. Try to have a little air. Try to make the space feel awake. Your environment should help you breathe. When you breathe better, you learn better. 7. The create before you consume habit. This was one of the biggest changes in Leo's life. Before changing his environment, he used to wake up and grab his phone. He scrolled. He watched. He consumed content. And before he knew it, 1 hour passed. Sometimes 2. Sometimes more. His mind felt busy, but not productive. Full, but not growing. After redesigning his environment, he made a new rule. Before you consume English, create English. What does that mean? Before watching videos, write 1 sentence. Before listening to lessons, say 1 short line out loud. Before reading a story, speak 1 minute about your day. Your environment can support this rule. Leo placed his notebook open right where he could see it when he woke up. So instead of picking up his phone, he picked up his pen. He wrote a sentence. Sometimes simple, sometimes silly, sometimes deep. But he created something. And creating builds identity. Consuming builds distraction. Your environment can help you create. Make it easy. Make it visual. Make it simple. Just 1 sentence before everything else. 8. The 5-minute English practice. Leo learned one big truth. 5 minutes in the right environment is more powerful than 1 hour in the wrong environment. When he sat in his English corner, 5 minutes felt easy. He didn't feel afraid. He didn't feel lazy. He didn't feel stressed. His environment removed the pressure. So he practiced. 5 minutes writing. 5 minutes shadowing. 5 minutes reading. 5 minutes speaking to himself. Each small practice added up. Each small day built a big month. Each small month created a big change. 5 minutes became the foundation of his learning life. Your environment should make those 5 minutes easy, natural, inviting, without resistance. This is how real habits grow. Not from big effort, but from small, daily moments. 9. The reset every night trick. This part is special. and Leo discovered it almost by accident. One night, he cleaned his English corner before going to bed. He placed his notebook straight. He closed his pen. He folded his headphones. He put his book on the table. He made the space look clean. Not perfect, just ready. The next morning, he woke up and felt excited. The space felt like a new beginning. So he made it a daily habit. Every night, reset the environment. Every morning, enjoy the fresh start. Why does this matter? Because your environment can prepare tomorrow's motivation before tomorrow even begins. Night Leo helped morning Leo. Night you can help morning you. Imagine waking up and seeing a clean, calm, inviting English space. Your mind will want to learn. Your heart will want to grow. Your environment will push you forward. This is how you design your success. 10. The magic of tiny improvements. Leo didn't redesign his whole room in one day. He changed one thing each day. One small adjustment. One small addition. One small improvement. On day 1, he cleaned the corner. On day 2, he placed a notebook. On day 3, he added a plant. On day 4, he rearranged the desk. On day 5, he chose a sticky note message. On day 6, he added a lamp. On day 7, he created the 5-minute setup. Small changes. Small steps. Small energy. But the accumulation created a transformation. Your environment does not need to change fast. It only needs to change forward. Tiny steps create big life shifts. Tiny improvements create strong identity. Tiny actions create lasting habits. And when your environment supports your habits support your dreams. Leo finally realized something important. He didn't need a perfect room. He didn't need a big budget. He didn't need expensive tools. He only needed a space that made learning feel natural. A space that told his mind, you can grow here. You can learn here. You can become fluent here. Your environment can tell you the same. And the moment it does, your life will begin to change. In the next section, we will go even deeper. Because now that your environment is ready, we will explore how your environment shapes your thoughts, your confidence, and the inner voice that speaks inside your mind when you learn English. This journey is becoming more powerful with every section. Let's begin this section with a soft truth. A truth that many people ignore, but a truth that guides every part of your life. Big change does not begin with big action. Big change begins with small action, repeated again and again, until it becomes who you are. We all want big results. We all want quick improvement. We all want fast fluency. We all want strong confidence. But the path to big goals always starts with small steps. Not powerful steps. Not perfect steps. Not impressive steps. Just small steps. This is something Leo learned very slowly and very deeply. Let's go back into his journey. After he built his new English corner, he didn't suddenly study for 2 hours. He didn't learn 50 new words in one day. He didn't finish a whole book. He took one small action. He opened his notebook and wrote one simple English sentence. That was it. Just one. It took maybe 20 seconds. Maybe less. But that tiny action did something very important. It changed his identity for the day. He became a person who studies English today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when he feels ready. He studied today. And that small action created a chain reaction inside him. When you take one small step, your brain begins to trust you. Your brain begins to believe in you. Your brain begins to support you. And this belief creates momentum, a soft, gentle force that pushes you forward without stress. The next morning, Leo did the same thing. One English sentence. Just one. He didn't push himself. He didn't try to be perfect. He didn't try to be fast. He just showed up. And every day he showed up, his confidence grew. Not because he achieved something huge, but because he repeated something small. Now I want to share a powerful idea with you. Small actions build trust. Big actions build pressure. Trust leads to consistency. Pressure leads to burnout. This is why so many English learners quit. They try to do too much too quickly. They push too hard. They expect too much. They get tired. They stop. But Leo didn't stop. Because Leo didn't rush. He understood something many people never learn. Consistency is more important than intensity. 5 minutes every day is better than 2 hours once a week. 1 sentence every day is better than 20 pages once a month. 10 minutes of listening every morning is better than 1 long practice session once in a while. When your actions are small, you win every day. You build confidence. You build momentum. You build a new identity. You become someone who learns naturally. Let me take you deeper into Leo's routine, the simple routine that transformed his English. Every morning, he did 3 things. 1. He opened his notebook. 2. He wrote 1 sentence. 3. He shadowed a short audio for 2 minutes. That was all. 5 minutes total. Sometimes less. Sometimes a little more. But always small. Always gentle. Always simple. And, because it was simple, he never avoided it. He never felt stressed. He never felt overwhelmed. He never felt scared to begin. When your actions are small, starting becomes easy. Leo's friend Maya once asked him, "Why do you only study for a few minutes? Isn't that too little?" And Leo smiled. He said something very wise. "No, because small is the reason I continue. Small actions feel safe. Small actions feel easy. Small actions feel possible. And, because they feel possible, you do them again and again and again. This is how habits are born. This is how identity grows. This is how fluency begins." Now, I want to ask you something simple. What small action can you do today? Not tomorrow. Not later. Today. One small thing. Maybe listen to 1 minute of English. Maybe shadow 1 sentence. Maybe speak for 30 seconds. Maybe learn 1 new word. Maybe write 1 small paragraph. Maybe clean 1 part of your English corner. Maybe open a notebook and write the date. Even that is progress. You don't need to do something big. You only need to do something real. Let me give you a small example. Imagine you learn 1 English sentence every day. Just 1. At the end of 1 week, you have 7 new sentences. At the end of 1 month, you have 30. At the end of 1 year, you have 365. And these are not random sentences. These are sentences you know deeply, you understand clearly, you can speak naturally. That is fluency. Fluency is not the result of 1 huge action. Fluency is the result of many small actions done consistently with love, with patience, with joy. Leo learned this through experience. And it changed everything. One morning, he woke up feeling tired. He didn't want to study. He didn't want to practice. He didn't want to think about English. But he looked at his desk. He saw his notebook open. He saw his headphones waiting for him. He saw the sunlight on his table. And he said to himself, "I can do 1 minute. Just 1 minute." He didn't force himself to do more. He didn't feel guilty. He didn't feel stressed. He just did 1 minute. That 1 minute changed the whole day. Because after 1 minute, he felt good. He felt successful. He felt proud. So he did 2 more minutes. Then 5. Then 10. Small actions open the door. Big actions close it. Let me tell you something even deeper. Your future depends on what you repeat, not what you do once. Your environment supports you. Your habits carry you. Your identity transforms you. But repetition is what builds the path. And repetition begins with small steps. Now I want to share a simple rule with you, a rule Leo used, a rule many successful learners use, a rule that can change your life. Never miss 2 days. Missing 1 day is normal. Missing 2 days is dangerous. Missing 2 days breaks the chain. Missing 2 days kills momentum. So Leo created a soft promise to himself. I can rest. I can pause. But I will never skip 2 days. This promise was gentle. It was kind. It was human. And this promise protected his progress. One day, he missed a practice. He was busy. He was tired. He had many things to do. But the next day, he returned. Even if he only practiced for 1 minute. That minute saved his habit. That minute protected his identity. That minute kept him strong. This is the magic of small actions. Now I want to talk to you directly. You are on a journey. A journey to improve your English. A journey to change your environment. A journey to change your identity. A journey to change your life. And I want you to know something. You are not alone. You are not slow. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are learning. You are growing. You are becoming. You are transforming. Step by step. Day by day. Small action by small action. And those small actions will take you far, farther than you imagine right now. Because every small action is a promise to your future self. I am showing up. I am improving. I am becoming fluent. I am building my new life. This is who you're becoming. And in the next section, we will explore something even more powerful. How your environment can make English learning automatic, natural, and almost effortless, even on the days you feel tired, busy, or unmotivated. This journey is just beginning. Let's continue together. Let's begin this section with a soft, surprising idea. An idea that makes learning easier, lighter, and more natural. The best habits are not controlled by your motivation. The best habits are controlled by your environment. When something in your environment triggers an action, that action becomes automatic. You don't think. You don't struggle. You don't fight with yourself. You just do it. Like turning on a light when you enter a room. Like washing your hands after you touch something dirty. Like closing the door when you leave the house. You never think about these things. You do them automatically because your environment tells you to. Now imagine if English learning felt like that. Imagine you sit down, and your brain automatically wants to learn. Imagine you wake up, and your room invites you to practice. Imagine you pass your desk, and your environment whispers, "It's time for your English." This is exactly what happened with Leo. But it didn't happen by accident. It happened because he designed his environment to trigger English learning without force or stress. Let's go deeper into his story. One evening, as he sat in his new English corner, he noticed something strange. He didn't feel tired. He didn't feel lazy. He didn't feel resistance. He felt pulled toward learning, as if the room itself was helping him. And then he realized the truth. His environment had become a teacher, a coach, a gentle guide. The open notebook said, "It's time to write." The headphones said, "It's time to shadow." The small lamp said, "It's time to focus." The clean desk said, "You are ready." These small things became triggers. And the triggers became habits. Now let's explore how triggers work. A trigger is something that tells your brain, "Do this action now." Triggers can be many things. A sound, a smell, a time of day, a place, a feeling, an object. Leo used objects. He placed everything in a way that made the action obvious. If you want to learn English automatically, you must create the same experience. Let me show you how Leo designed his triggers. Trigger 1, the open notebook. Every night before sleeping, Leo opened his notebook to a clean page. He didn't write anything. He simply opened it. The next morning, when he walked past his desk, his brain immediately thought, "Oh, I need to write my sentence." He didn't plan it. He didn't push himself. He didn't argue with himself. The notebook called him. This is the magic of an open space. When the page is ready, you feel ready. Imagine if your English notebook is always open. Imagine if every morning your brain sees a fresh page waiting for you. That simple open page becomes your teacher, your reminder, your trigger. Trigger 2, the placed headphones. Leo didn't hide his headphones in a drawer. He placed them on top of his notebook. Every time he saw them, he remembered, I shadow English every morning. The sight of the headphones created a small spark in his mind. A spark of action. A spark that said, just 2 minutes, you can do it. Sometimes he didn't feel like doing 2 minutes. So he did 1 minute. And that minute was enough to continue. Triggers don't need to be loud. They only need to be clear. Trigger 3, the gentle lamp. Leo bought a small warm lamp for his English corner. Nothing expensive. Nothing bright. Just a soft, warm light. He only turned this lamp on when he was ready to practice English. Never at other times. Soon, the lamp became a signal. When the lamp was on, his brain said, it's English time. The light created a feeling, a calm, focused feeling that prepared his mind for learning. Imagine a small light in your room that tells your brain it is time to practice. A light that creates a mood. A soft, peaceful mood. This kind of trigger is powerful because it connects learning with emotion. Trigger 4, the learning time. Leo also used time as a trigger. Every morning after breakfast, he practiced English for 5 minutes. Because the time was fixed, his brain didn't need to decide. There was no question like, when should I study today? The routine answered the question automatically. After breakfast equals English time. When you connect a habit to a specific moment, learning becomes easier. Imagine your trigger being, after brushing my teeth, I listen to 1 minute. After opening my laptop, I shadow 1 sentence. After making tea, I write 1 line. Your day becomes full of small learning doors. And every time you pass 1 door, you step into progress without stress. Trigger 5, the zero pressure rule. Triggers do not work with pressure. Triggers work with ease. So Leo had 1 rule. I only do what feels light. If 5 minutes felt heavy, he did 2. If 2 minutes felt heavy, he did 1. If writing a sentence felt heavy, he wrote 2 words. Small triggers work because they feel safe. They feel gentle. They feel possible. When learning feels light, you continue. You grow. You improve. This is how English becomes automatic. Now let's shift from Leo's story back to you. Because I want you to start creating your triggers. Not next week. Not someday. Today. So take a moment and imagine your room. Now imagine placing just 3 things in a way that triggers learning. Maybe you place your notebook open. Maybe you place your pen on top of the notebook. Maybe you place your headphones beside it. Maybe you put a small sticky note with 1 sentence. Just 1 minute. These 3 things create a chain reaction. Notebook write. Headphones listen. Sticky note feel motivated. Simple. Gentle. Automatic. Now I want to guide you through a small visualization. Close your eyes for a moment, or just imagine gently. You wake up. You stretch your arms. You take a deep breath. You walk to your desk. Your notebook is open. A clean page is waiting. Your pen is ready. Your headphones are beside the notebook. The morning light touches the table. You feel calm. You feel ready. You feel invited to learn. You sit down. You write 1 simple English sentence. Then you put on your headphones. And you shadow 1 simple line. In less than 3 minutes, your brain is awake. Your confidence is alive. Your progress has begun. This is how English becomes automatic. Not through force. Not through pressure. Not through long, stressful sessions. But through an environment that whispers, it's time. I believe in you. You can do this. You are someone who learns. Your environment shapes your identity. Your identity shapes your habits. Your habits shape your life. And today, you are reshaping your life gently, slowly, beautifully. Now, let me share something deeper, something that surprised even Leo. After a few weeks of using these triggers, something started happening naturally. He felt uncomfortable when he didn't practice English. Not guilty. Not stressed. Just incomplete. His mind had learned to expect English every morning. Just like it expects water when you wake up. Or food when you are hungry. Or sleep when you are tired. His environment had trained his brain to want the habit. This is the highest level of learning. When the habit pulls you instead of you pushing it. Imagine you reach a point where listening to English feels natural, where skipping practice feels strange, where learning becomes part of who you are. That is your future. And you are moving toward it right now. In the next section, we will go even deeper into Leo's transformation and explore something crucial. How to remove environmental friction, the small invisible obstacles that quietly stop your progress without you even knowing. This will help you make learning smoother, easier, and more enjoyable than ever before. Let's begin this section with a quiet, powerful truth. A truth many people never see, but a truth that decides whether you continue or whether you stop. You don't need more motivation. You need less friction. Friction means the small, invisible things that make learning difficult, slow, or uncomfortable. These things are not big. They're not dramatic. They're not obvious. They're small. They hide in your room. They hide in your habits. They hide in your routine. They hide in your mind. But small friction creates big problems. Think about a door. If a door is hard to open, you avoid opening it. If a chair is uncomfortable, you don't sit on it. If your phone battery is low, you don't want to use it. This is friction. Now imagine this happening with your English routine. Imagine your notebook is buried under other books. Imagine your headphones are inside a drawer. Imagine your English app is on the last page of your phone. Imagine your study desk is messy. Imagine your room is noisy. These small things create friction. And friction kills habits. But when you remove friction, something beautiful happens. Learning becomes smooth. Learning becomes easy. Learning becomes enjoyable. Learning becomes natural. This is what Leo discovered after building his English environment. He didn't know it at first. But day by day, he began noticing a pattern. Whenever something became harder to reach, his motivation disappeared. But when things were easier to reach, his motivation returned like magic. Let me take you back to a moment in his journey. The morning with too much friction. One morning, Leo woke up late. He felt a little tired. He walked to his English corner. But everything was different. His notebook was closed. A few papers were on top of it. His headphones were under his jacket. His pen was missing. Suddenly, something inside him resisted learning. Not because he didn't want to learn, but because the small obstacles made the task feel heavy. He felt frustrated. He felt annoyed. He felt slow. He hadn't studied yet, but he already felt tired. This is the power of friction. A closed notebook is friction. A missing pen is friction. A messy desk is friction. A hidden headphone is friction. So what did Leo do? He didn't force himself. He didn't get angry. He didn't push through pain. He paused. He breathed. He looked around his room. And then he realized something important. His environment was no longer helping him. It was blocking him. At that moment, he understood. To grow, I must remove friction. To grow, I must make learning smooth. And that was the moment everything started to change. Step 1. Make English objects easy to reach. Leo began by cleaning his desk. He placed his notebook back in the center. He put his headphones on top. He found his pen and placed it next to the notebook. He removed extra papers. In less than 5 minutes, his environment became smooth again. And the friction disappeared. This simple action gave him a feeling of lightness. The same lightness you feel when you open a window and fresh air enters your room. He wrote his daily sentence. He shadowed his 2 minutes. He smiled. He felt strong again. All because he removed a few small obstacles. Step 2. Make technology work for you. Leo also looked at his phone. He realized something funny. His English app was on the fourth screen. So he had to swipe and swipe and swipe every morning. And every swipe created friction. So he placed the app on the home screen, right in the center. Easy to touch, easy to open. A simple change, but powerful. Because now, every time he opened his phone, he saw the app, and the app reminded him to listen for just 1 minute. No friction, just clarity. Step 3. Remove noise. Another type of friction is noise. Not only physical noise, but mental noise too. Leo lived in a busy apartment building. Sometimes there were children outside screaming. Sometimes cars were loud. Sometimes people talked near the hallway. This noise made him lose focus, lose patience, lose motivation. So he bought simple earphones with soft cushions to block out the noise. He didn't buy anything expensive, just something comfortable. Now, when he put the earphones on, his world became quiet, calm, peaceful. Noise was no longer friction. Noise became silence. And silence became power. Step 4. Remove mental clutter. Physical friction is easy to see. Mental friction is harder. Mental friction happens when your mind is full with too many tasks, too many plans, too many questions. Leo used to ask himself, what should I study today? How long should I study? Which lesson should I choose? Should I read or listen? These questions created friction. They created confusion. They created stress. So he made a simple rule. Same routine every day. No decisions. No choices. No thinking. Just do the same pattern. 1 sentence writing plus 2 minutes shadowing plus 1 new word. That was it. Clear. Simple. Smooth. Now his mind had no friction. No questions. No confusion. The routine created calm. Step 5. Remove perfection. But the biggest friction was perfection. Perfection stops more learners than anything else. The moment you think, I must do it perfectly, your brain freezes. You hesitate. You wait. You delay. You avoid. Perfection is friction. Leo learned this the hard way. One day, he wanted to write a beautiful sentence. Not a simple one. A perfect one. He spent 10 minutes thinking. He erased. He rewrote. He felt stressed. In the end, he wrote nothing. He realized perfection was not helping. It was hurting him. It was blocking him. It was stealing his progress. So he made a promise to himself. I don't need to be perfect. I only need to show up. When he made this promise, a huge weight lifted from his mind. He didn't worry anymore. He didn't overthink. He didn't delay. He just practiced. Calmly. Naturally. Happily. Perfection disappeared. And progress returned. Step 6. Remove time pressure. Time pressure is another kind of friction. When you say, I must study for 1 hour, your brain becomes stressed. Your brain says, that is too long. I don't have time. I will do it later. And later becomes never. Leo removed time pressure by making his goal very small. Just 1 minute. Not 10 minutes. Not 30 minutes. Not 1 hour. Just 1 minute. And because it was small, he started easily. And because he started easily, he continued naturally. Sometimes he did 3 minutes. Sometimes 5. Sometimes 15. But the goal was always small. Always gentle. Always light. This removed the friction of time and made learning easy. Step 7. Remove emotional friction. Emotional friction is when your heart feels heavy before learning. Feelings like, I'm tired. I'm not good enough. My English is bad. I will make mistakes. I don't want to sound stupid. These feelings block you. They stop you. They slow you. Leo used to feel this too, especially when he spoke out loud. He felt shy. He felt nervous. He felt uncomfortable. But he learned something beautiful. Courage grows when fear is small. So he didn't try to speak big sentences. He didn't try to speak fast. He didn't try to impress anyone. He whispered one small sentence, then another, then another. Slow, soft, gentle. And those whispers slowly became confidence. Speaking became natural. Fear became quiet. Friction became small. This emotional softness changed everything. Now let's talk about you. Because everything Leo did, you can do too. Look around your room. Look around your desk. Look around your day. Where is the friction hiding? Is your notebook hidden? Move it. Place it where you see it. Is your desk messy? Clean it. Make it calm. Is your English app hard to reach? Move it to the first screen. Is your practice too complicated? Make it simple. Is your routine too long? Make it short. Is your perfection too heavy? Let it go. Remove friction. And your English will rise. Your confidence will rise. Your motivation will rise. Your progress will rise. Not because you worked harder, but because you made the path smoother. When the path is smooth, you walk without stress. When the path is smooth, you continue naturally. When the path is smooth, your environment pulls you forward. And in the next section, we will go deeper into something even more powerful. How to build emotional connection so your English journey feels meaningful, warm, and inspiring, not just planned or mechanical. Let's begin this section with a quiet question. Why do some people learn English easily, while others struggle even after years of study? The answer is simple. It is not grammar. It is not vocabulary. It is not even motivation. The answer is emotion. How much your heart connects to your learning. How much your feelings make English feel alive. How much your mind feels English is meaningful. Leo discovered this slowly, after months of practice, after building his environment, after removing friction. He realized something new. Even with a perfect desk, an open notebook, headphones ready, and small daily actions, he sometimes felt bored. He sometimes felt disconnected. He sometimes felt like just going through the motions. And that is the danger. Even the best routines fail if your heart is not involved. So Leo asked himself a question. How can I make English feel alive? How can I make it feel personal? How can I make it matter to me, not just my brain? And that question changed everything. Step 1. Learn what excites you. Leo realized that he hated learning English through random books or boring lists. He wanted something alive, something interesting, something that made him feel curiosity. So he started to ask, what do I enjoy? What makes my heart beat faster? What makes me feel curiosity? He loved stories. He loved music. He loved small everyday moments. So he started learning English through those things. He read short stories. He listened to songs. He described small events of his day. He imagined conversations. He connected English to life, not just study. And slowly, he felt it. English was no longer work. It was a part of his life. A warm, personal part of his life. A way to understand the world. A way to express himself. A way to connect to people. You can do the same. Find something that excites you. One small story. One song. One feeling. One idea. Connect English to it. And learning becomes alive. Step 2. Speak with feeling. Leo also discovered that speaking English without emotion felt empty. It felt boring. It felt mechanical. So he made a new rule. Speak with feeling. Even small sentences. Even one word. Even whispers. He didn't care about mistakes. He didn't care about grammar. He cared about emotion. If he said, I like tea, he said it slowly, with feeling. If he said, good morning, he said it like he really felt it. If he said, I am happy, he felt the happiness while saying it. Speaking with emotion makes your brain remember faster, makes your heart enjoy learning, makes English meaningful, and makes it easier to speak naturally. Try it. Even if it feels strange at first. Even one word spoken with feeling can change your day, can change your learning, can change your fluency. Step 3. Visualize your life in English. Leo also used visualization. Not complicated, not imaginary, just simple imagining. Every morning, before practice, he closed his eyes for 1 minute. He imagined his life speaking English confidently. He imagined asking for directions, ordering food, talking to friends, reading a story, watching a movie and understanding everything. He imagined small details, how he felt, how he moved, how he spoke. This simple habit created connection. It connected his practice to his future life. It connected his small daily actions to his big dream. Your mind loves imagination. Your heart loves stories. If you see your future, your environment supports it. Your habits support it. Your emotions push you forward. Step 4. Make English part of your life. Leo stopped separating learning from life. Before, English felt like a task, a study, a list. Now, English became part of life. He described his breakfast in English. He listened to a short song while walking. He imagined conversations with friends in English. He whispered small sentences to himself while cleaning, cooking, or walking. English was everywhere. Not only in his corner. Not only in his notebook. Not only in apps. But in life. This connection made learning enjoyable, meaningful, alive, and effortless. Step 5. Connect emotion to habits. Leo combined triggers and emotion. This was powerful. When he saw his notebook, he didn't just write. He remembered why he wanted English. He felt curiosity. He felt excitement. He imagined conversations. He imagined understanding movies. He imagined reading books without translation. When he put on headphones, he didn't just shadow. He felt the words. He imitated the voice. He imagined himself speaking clearly. He imagined connection with people. When he kept things small and simple, his emotions added fuel. Small actions plus emotions equals unstoppable growth. Step 6. Use stories to build connection. Leo started using short stories as his main tool. Stories are magical because they connect to your brain naturally. Your heart cares about the characters. Your mind cares about the words. Your memory remembers both. He read stories slowly. He repeated sentences. He imagined the scenes. He spoke like the characters. He shadowed voices. He laughed, felt tension, felt curiosity. And English came alive. Stories create emotional connection. Facts and lists rarely do. Stories make English memorable. Stories make English fun. Stories make English part of your life. Step 7. Celebrate small wins. Leo also celebrated small wins emotionally. He didn't wait for perfect fluency. He didn't wait to finish a book. He celebrated every sentence, every shadowed line, every small success. When he finished a sentence perfectly, he smiled. When he understood one word, he felt joy. When he remembered a phrase, he felt pride. Celebration builds connection. Connection builds habit. Habit builds identity. Identity builds fluency. Step 8. Create a daily emotional ritual. Leo created a daily ritual. One that combined habit, environment, and emotion. Every morning, he opened his notebook, visualized his future, wrote one sentence, shadowed a short clip, whispered a feeling phrase. Every evening, He reflected, remembered what he learned, thanked himself, reset his English corner, imagined tomorrow. This ritual was gentle, small, and full of emotion. It connected heart, mind, and environment. It created joy. It created consistency. It created natural fluency. Step 9. Speak English with your heart, not just your brain. Leo realized that the ultimate key to learning is connection. Speaking is not only using words. Listening is not only hearing. Learning is not only practicing. It is feeling. It is living. It is being present. When you connect your heart to English, you remember faster. You speak naturally. You enjoy learning. You keep going, even when tired. You never quit. Leo's transformation was now complete. He built an environment that invited learning, small actions repeated daily, habits protected from friction, emotional connection with learning. And suddenly, English felt natural, easy, alive, powerful, joyful. This is the level you can reach to. This is the level every learner can reach. Step by step, day by day, with environment, habit, and emotion. Let's begin this section with a quiet, powerful idea. You have learned a lot so far: how small actions create progress, how your environment can support learning, how friction can block you, and how emotional connection makes English alive. But the real power comes when you combine all these elements. When you bring them together, English stops feeling like a task. English stops feeling like a challenge. English becomes a natural part of your life. Leo realized this slowly, step by step. He saw that individually, each method helped. Small actions were powerful. Environment was helpful. Emotion was motivating. Friction removal made learning easy. But combining them, that was when transformation happened. Step 1. Morning routine that sets the day. Leo's system began with the morning. He knew the morning sets the tone for the whole day. So he created a gentle, simple routine. Wake up, open notebook, visualize one English scene, write one sentence, shadow one, audio whisper one feeling phrase. Each step is small. Each step is simple. Each step connects environment, action, and emotion. Notice the magic. The notebook is a trigger. Writing is a small action. Shadowing is repetition. Visualization connects emotion. Whispering makes it personal. All in 5 minutes. Sometimes less. Sometimes a little more. Always gentle. Always consistent. Consistency matters more than length. Remember that. Step 2. Environment prepares you automatically. Leo prepared his environment to help him every day. Notebook open. Headphones ready. Lamp turned on. Desk clean. Phone app on home screen. Every object, every detail whispers, "Dear English now." The environment removes friction. It reduces decisions. It guides action naturally. Now you can do the same. Look around your room. Ask, what small changes make English easy, natural, and inviting? Move objects. Organize your desk. Place reminders. Make triggers gentle and clear. Your environment becomes a silent coach, reminding you, guiding you, supporting you, without you thinking. Step 3. Small actions build identity. Leo practiced small actions every day. One sentence. One short shadowing. One short whisper. Small, simple, easy. Never overwhelming. And over time, these actions built identity. I am a learner. I am someone who speaks English. I am consistent. Identity matters more than goals. Goals are temporary. Identity lasts. When your identity matches your habit, the habit becomes automatic. Step 4. Emotion connects everything. Leo never forgot emotion. Every sentence, every shadow, every word was connected to feeling. He imagined conversations. He felt excitement. He felt joy. He felt curiosity. Emotion fuels repetition. Repetition builds skill. Skill builds confidence. Confidence builds fluency. Without emotion, repetition feels boring. Without emotion, habits die. Without emotion, learning feels heavy. Emotion is the secret ingredient. It turns routine into something alive. Step 5. Reflection and feedback. Leo also used reflection as part of his system. At the end of the day, he looked at what he did. He asked, "What worked today? What felt good? What can I improve?" He didn't criticize. He didn't stress. He observed. Reflection connects learning to your mind. It makes progress visible. It helps you notice small wins. It helps you adjust gently. A daily 2 to 3 minute reflection is enough. It protects your habit. It improves your learning. It strengthens identity. Step 6. The gentle rule of progress. Leo's system followed one simple rule. Never miss 2 days. Consistency is more important than length or intensity. Even 1 minute is enough if done daily. Skipping 1 day is okay. Skipping 2 breaks momentum. This small promise protects your habit. It's gentle. It's flexible. It's human. And it works. Step 7. Building automatic fluency. When environment, small actions, emotion, reflection, and consistency combine, learning becomes automatic. Your brain expects it. Your heart enjoys it. Your body moves naturally into it. Leo noticed a surprising change. He didn't need motivation. He didn't need discipline. He didn't need reminders. He just practiced. Naturally. Daily. Happily. English became part of him. Not forced. Not stressful. Not external. Step 8. Applying the system anywhere. Leo realized he could use this system anywhere. At home. At work. On the bus. In a cafe. Environment can be small. A notebook in your bag. A short audio on your phone. A small reminder note. Small actions remain small. Emotion stays connected. Reflection remains flexible. The system works in minutes. Not hours. Not days. Minutes. Even a busy schedule cannot stop it. Even stress cannot stop it. Even tiredness cannot stop it. Because the system is gentle. It works with your life, not against it. Step 9. Small wins, big changes. Leo's life changed slowly but powerfully. Small actions every day. Environment that supports him. Emotion that connects. Reflection that guides. Consistency that protects. Small changes became habits. Habits became identity. Identity became fluency. Fluency became freedom. You can do the same. Step by step. Day by day. Small, gentle, simple steps. Remember, small wins matter. Repeated wins matter more. Momentum matters most. Step 10. Your turn. Now, imagine yourself. Your notebook open. Your headphones ready. Your desk clean. Your environment inviting. You write one sentence. You shadow one short audio. You whisper one feeling phrase. You reflect for 2 minutes. All in under 5 minutes. This is your complete system. Small actions. Environment. Emotion. Reflection. Consistency. You can expand it naturally. You can grow it slowly. You can enjoy it. And over time, your English becomes natural, effortless, and fluent. Let's begin this final section with a quiet promise. You have learned the tools, the secrets, the small steps, and the powerful mindset that will guide your English journey. You have followed Leo's story, step by step, section by section. And now it's time to tie everything together, to see the whole picture, to see the path that leads to lasting fluency. This is your roadmap. Step 1. Small actions build your daily foundation. Everything begins with small actions. Writing one sentence. Shadowing one short line. Listening for 1 minute. small, simple, gentle. These small actions may seem tiny, even unimportant, but when repeated daily, they create identity. I am a learner. I am someone who practices. I am someone who improves. Identity is the key to consistent growth. Big goals are achieved not by force, but by showing up every day, even for a few minutes. Remember, small actions are the building blocks. Consistency is the cement. Identity is the structure. Step 2. Environment as your silent teacher. Your environment can help you or block you. Leo built his English corner with care. Notebook open. Headphones ready. Desk clean. Lamp on. Apps and tools placed strategically. Every object, every detail whispered, "It's time to learn." Your environment should do the same. Place small triggers around you. Notes, objects, sounds, lights. These triggers reduce friction, remove decisions, and make learning almost automatic. When your environment supports you, motivation is optional. Your brain naturally wants to practice. Step 3. Remove friction to keep momentum. Friction slows progress. Friction hides in small, invisible ways. Messy desk, hidden notebook, misplaced headphones, overthinking, perfection, pressure. Leo removed friction with simple steps. Everything easy to reach, simple, clear routines, small, achievable goals, gentle daily habits. Removing friction is like clearing a path in a forest. Once clear, walking becomes easy. Learning becomes easy. Fluency becomes possible. Step 4. Emotion creates meaning. Fluency is not just skill. Fluency is connection. Leo discovered emotion is the fuel that turns small actions into lifelong habits. Connect English to stories you enjoy, music that excites you, daily life, personal feelings, your future dreams. Feel curiosity. Feel joy. Feel excitement. Even whisper one sentence with emotion. Emotion makes English memorable. Emotion makes learning enjoyable. Emotion turns repetition into life. Step 5. Reflection and feedback. Leo used reflection as a gentle guide. Each evening, what did I do today? What worked well? What can I improve? Reflection is not criticism. Reflection is observation. It helps your brain notice progress. It strengthens your identity. It keeps you moving forward. Even 2 or 3 minutes per day is enough. Step 6. Combine everything into a system. Now, here is the complete system. Morning routine, small action plus visualization plus shadowing plus whispering. Environment, triggers placed to invite learning. Friction removal, desk clean, tools ready, goals small. Emotion, connect learning to curiosity, joy, and your life. Reflection, evening review to notice progress and adjust. Consistency rule, never miss 2 days. This system works in minutes. It works for busy people. It works even if you are tired, stressed, or distracted. It is gentle, flexible, and natural. Step 7. The magic of small wins. Small wins matter. 1 sentence today. 1 shadowed line tomorrow. 1 word remembered. Every small win builds confidence. Every small win strengthens identity. Every small win fuels emotion. And momentum grows silently. Over weeks, months, and years, small wins create enormous results. Fluency is not sudden. It is steady. It is cumulative. It is unstoppable. Step 8. Your English identity. After following this roadmap, Leo's identity changed. He no longer thought, "I am learning English." He thought, "I speak English." He thought, "I understand English." He thought, "I am someone who practices daily." Your identity shapes your actions. Actions shape habits. Habits shape your life. If you want fluency, start by shaping your identity. I am a learner. I practice. I improve. Then your brain and heart follow naturally. Step 9. Using this roadmap anywhere. The beauty of this system, it is portable. At home, at work, on a bus, at a cafe, even traveling. Small actions remain small. Emotion remains connected. Triggers remain effective. Reflection remains flexible. You can practice anywhere, anytime, even with only 5 minutes. Your environment may change, but the system adapts. You always carry your habits and identity with you. Step 10. The key takeaways. Let's summarize the journey. Small actions repeated daily build identity. Your environment can silently support or block you. Remove friction to make learning easy and natural. Emotion makes learning meaningful and alive. Reflection strengthens habits and progress. Consistency, even with small steps, creates fluency. Combine all these elements into a gentle system. Celebrate small wins to maintain joy and momentum. Practice anywhere, anytime, and carry your learning with you. Your identity is the ultimate key. Act like the person you want to become. Final reflection. Your English journey is not about speed. It's not about intensity. It's about showing up. Small steps. Gentle consistency. Connection with your life and feelings. Leo's story shows what is possible. Fluency is not magic. It is design. It is patience. It is simple actions done consistently, in the right environment, with feeling. And the good news? You can start today. Right now. 5 minutes. 1 sentence. 1 shadow. 1 feeling phrase. And step by step, your life will change. Your confidence will grow. Your English will flow. And one day, you will realize, I am fluent. I am someone who speaks naturally. English is part of me. Your invitation. This is your moment. Your journey starts today. Open your notebook. Place your headphones. Write your first sentence. Shadow 1 line. Connect your feeling. And keep going gently, day by day. Your environment supports you. Your habits guide you. Your emotions fuel you. Your identity carries you. Fluency is not far. It is already on your path. And every small action you take today brings you closer to it. Your fluent English journey begins now.